building a top-tier AI, it's got to be expensive, right?
Yeah.
Like, you'd need a server farm the size of a small country and a budget to match.
Absolutely.
But what if I told you
Hmm.
that a small startup in China
Okay.
built an AI that can compete with the big guys,
Right.
like Google,
Oh, wow.
and they did it practically on a shoestring?
That's incredible. How is that even possible?
That's what we're diving into today.
All right.
DeepSeek. This underdog company
Okay.
built a world-class AI model for a fraction of the usual cost.
Wow.
We're talking a measly $5.6 million.
That's wild.
And get this, they did it all while dealing with U.S. export restrictions
Oh, yeah. I remember those.
on those high-end computer chips.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a real-life David versus Goliath story.
Absolutely.
They had every reason to fail, but they turned those roadblocks into fuel for innovation.
Impressive.
So let's unpack this a bit.
All right.
We've all heard about those massive AI models
Yeah.
that gobble up computing power like it's going out of style.
They really do.
Where does DeepSeek's model fit into all of this?
Well, it's surprisingly efficient.
How so?
Their V3 model was trained using 2,048 GPUs
Okay.
for just 57 days,
Wow.
which works out to about 2.78 million GPU hours.
I see.
And for comparison, Meta's Llama 3, which is a smaller model,
Oh, wow.
used over 30.8 million GPU hours.
That's a huge difference.
It is.
So how did they achieve such incredible efficiency?
It's a combination of factors,
Oh.
clever engineering,
Okay.
and making the most of every single resource.
I see.
For example, instead of relying on those off-the-shelf solutions
Right.
for processor communication.
Which can be pretty inefficient.
They are? They're clunky and power-hungry.
Yeah.
DeepSeek developed their own custom solutions.
So they built their own tools from the ground up
Exactly.
because they couldn't just buy the best ones available.
That's right.
Talk about resourcefulness.
It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
And what about this auxiliary loss-free load balancing?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a system that streamlines parallel processing,
Right.
making everything run smoothly
Right.
without needing a ton of extra controls.
Can you explain that in a less technical way?
Sure. Imagine you have hundreds of chefs,
Okay.
all working on a giant banquet.
Lots of moving parts.
Exactly. Normally, you'd need a whole army of managers just to keep things from falling apart.
Yeah, I can see that.
DeepSeek's system is like having the chefs instinctively knowing
Okay.
what to do and where to go
Gotcha.
without needing constant supervision.
So they built self-management right into the system.
Precisely.
That's fascinating. Are there any other tricks up their sleeve?
Oh, there are a few more.
Like what?
One of the most interesting is multi-token prediction,
Multi-token prediction.
or MTP.
What does that do?
It lets the model think ahead
Think ahead.
by predicting multiple tokens simultaneously.
Is it kind of like predictive text but on steroids?
You could say that instead of guessing one word at a time,
Yeah.
it predicts whole phrases. And it's amazingly accurate,
Accurate.
between 85 and 90%.
That's incredible.
And it processes information about 1.8 times faster.
So a major speed boost on top of everything else.
Exact.
I'm starting to see how they're achieving this level of efficiency.
Right.
But isn't DeepSeek's V3 model still massive
It is.
in terms of sheer size?
It has a whopping 671 billion parameters.
So that's 671 billion.
But here's the clever part.
Okay.
They designed the model so only a small portion of those parameters, about 37 billion, are activated for each token.
So it's like a huge toolbox,
Yes.
but they only use the specific tools they need for each task.
That's a great analogy.
It's brilliant.
And to squeeze out even more efficiency, they're using a technique called FP8 mixed precision training.
What's that?
It reduces memory and computational needs without sacrificing accuracy.
So they're saving resources at every step of the process. This isn't just throwing money at the problem.
Yep.
This is genuine innovation.
Absolutely.
It's truly impressive how they're doing this.
It really is.
And it shows that in the AI world, ingenuity and resourcefulness can be just as powerful,
if not more so,
than just raw computing power.
You got it.
I bet this is making waves in the AI community.
Sure, definitely. Especially in Europe.
Right. Europe's been kind of wrestling with this AI explosion, especially with that EU AI Act hanging over everyone's heads.
Yeah.
Haven't some of the big tech companies been pushing back against those rules?
There has been some pushback.
Like what?
Mostly around the transparency and accountability requirements.
Okay.
Some companies even threaten to pull their services from the EU.
Wow.
rather than comply.
So how does DeepSeek fit into all this?
Right.
Are they worried about those regulations?
Their approach could actually be a solution for companies
Oh, interesting.
that are struggling to meet the AI Act's standards.
As-
Well, the Act emphasizes responsible AI development,
Okay.
including things like environmental sustainability.
So DeepSeek's focus on efficiency
Exactly.
naturally lines up with those sustainability goals.
It does. They've shown that you can have cutting-edge AI
Yeah.
without needing those giant energy-guzzling server farms.
It's true.
Their model could be a blueprint for companies
Okay.
that want to develop AI responsibly
Right.
and sustainably.
So they might accidentally become the poster child
It's possible.
for ethical AI development in Europe?
Yeah,
That's a big deal.
it is. And it also highlights something crucial about innovation.
Okay.
Sometimes limitations can be the best motivation.
You're talking about those U.S. export restrictions.
Exactly. The ones that forced DeepSeek to use less powerful hardware.
Right.
Those restrictions were seen as a setback initially,
Yeah.
but they forced DeepSeek to get creative
I see.
and come up with some ingenious solutions.
Necessity is the mother of invention.
It really is. They wouldn't have explored these new approaches.
If they'd had access to the most powerful chips.
That's true. And this kind of thinking could spread throughout the AI industry.
It could.
I mean, if DeepSeek can do this with limited resources,
Yeah.
it challenges the idea that you need billions of dollars
Mhm.
to solve a problem.
Exactly.
This is what people are calling the democratization of AI, right?
It is
This idea that powerful AI could be accessible to anyone.
to everyone, not just the tech giants
Right.
with their bottomless pockets.
Imagine a world where small startups, researchers, even individuals
It's exciting.
could create and use sophisticated AI
Yeah.
without needing a fortune.
It could unleash a wave of creativity and innovation.
I can see the benefits for sure, but are there any downsides to this?
Wow.
To this democratization of AI?
Like any powerful tool,
Yeah.
AI can be misused
No, of course.
if it falls into the wrong hands.
Right. So we need safeguards in place.
We do.
Yeah.
You need balance between fostering innovation and making sure AI is used responsibly. But the potential benefits are too big to ignore.
They are.
Right.
Think about using AI to address problems
Okay.
in areas with limited resources,
Like where?
like healthcare,
Hmm?
education, environmental conservation.
That's a powerful vision.
It is.
But are there any practical limitations to DeepSeek's approach?
Well, that's a good question.
Will this focus on efficiency work for everything?
While DeepSeek's achievements are incredible,
Right.
AI is constantly changing.
True.
Some tasks, especially those needing really fast response times,
Okay.
might still need the power of those huge data centers.
So they're not going away anytime soon.
Maybe not entirely.
Okay.
But DeepSeek has definitely changed things.
Ah.
They've proven that innovation and efficient resource use
Right.
can be just as impactful as
Yeah.
just raw processing power.
It's a message the whole AI community needs to hear.
Absolutely.
They've set a new standard,
They have.
one that values ingenuity and resourcefulness over just spending a ton of money.
Exactly.
And that's something we need to keep in mind.
As we move forward, it's an important lesson.
DeepSeek's basically thrown down the gauntlet,
Yeah.
showing everyone there's a whole other way to do AI.
It really makes you rethink what's possible.
It's inspiring to see.
It is.
You don't need to be a giant company with
Mhm.
unlimited resources
Nope.
to make a difference in AI.
Makes you wonder what else is out there.
Right.
Maybe.
Like, what if we focus more on efficiency and creative solutions?
Instead of just brute force computing
It feels like they've opened a door.
to a whole new world.
What if we embrace those limitations
Yeah.
and use them to fuel
The
innovation?
possibilities are huge.
Imagine AI being used by everyone,
Not just big corporations and governments.
revolutionizing fields that don't have the big bucks.
It could happen.
Think about healthcare in developing countries, personalized education,
Absolutely.
even solutions for local environmental problems.
It's exciting to think about.
DeepSeek's model could be the key
It-
to unlocking AI's true potential.
For a much wider range of uses.
It's amazing to consider.
It really is.
This shift in perspective
Yeah.
could change everything about AI and its impact on the world.
It could change the world.
They've shown us what's possible
And now it's up to us.
to push the boundaries.
Explore those new frontiers.
See what we can create.
When we combine ingenuity with responsible development.
It's a challenge, for sure,
But a really exciting one.
with a ton of potential.
Who knows what we might discover?
When we start asking not just what can AI do,
Right.
but how can we make AI better?
DeepSeek set a great example
Now it's our turn.
to rise to the occasion.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring
Keep questioning.
and keep innovating.